Let's go coast to coast. We're going to do a little awards edition. See the lights, shall we? We're going to start in San Antonio, where Victor Wembanyama became the first rookie to be selected to the NBA All-Defensive First Team. So, Richard, All-NBA, it gets announced tonight. Do you expect to see Wemby's name there?
I hope not. I hope not. I truly, I think he had a better claim for Defensive Player of the Year than he did for All-NBA. I don't think we've seen anybody with that type of record, and that's not an indictment on him. That's just part of the growth that happens in the NBA. I don't think that he should make All-NBA by any means.
It went positionless, but yeah, it feels like that is going to be a threshold that he's not going to quite clear.
Next year he will be.
Exactly.
Then next year he will be.
All right, from Texas to Minnesota, where Anthony Edwards could be up for a big payday, Chiney, if he makes All-NBA tonight. Ant's 5-year deal could increase from a projected $204 million up to $245. The Wolves already up against it in terms of salary. How important is it for them to keep this core together?
It is everything. They are just scratching the surface. It feels like they're still ahead of schedule because what have they just done? Knock down the defending champs. Again, that's ahead of schedule because they're like the last stand. They're proving that you can play with two bigs that are very versatile. They have great defense. Don't mess this up. Keep the books clean. Don't mess this up if you're the T-Wolves.
So let's stick with the topic, right, of All-NBA, because if Luka Doncic makes an All-NBA team, he could be up for the largest contract in NBA history.
You're right, when?
Yeah, when. Well, it projects over $346 million over 5 years. He becomes extension eligible next offseason. What would you do with $346 million, Rich?
I'd find something.
Not be here right now.
I'd find something.
Not be here right now.
I'd move to Florida. Move to Texas.
I just hold like $5 million of it?
Oh, man. I'll let you hold a
I'll be
whole
like,
lot more.
Oprah, you get a mill. You get a mill. Actually, no.
Well, and then we're going to see the $1 million a game mark eclipse pretty soon.
Oh, yes.
SGA, that's going to be crazy. All right, Perk, the Western Conference Finals, they get underway tonight. Who do you have your eye on?
Well, look, I know we've been talking about Luka and Anthony Edwards, Kyrie Irving, Jay McDaniels, those two, who's going to guard who. The most important player in this series is Karl-Anthony Towns, better known as Cat. What type of cat he's been? A lion. And here's some of the clips right here when you look at him, right? Defensively, he's guarding Kevin Durant, one of the greatest scorers to ever touch the basketball, one of the most efficient scorers to ever touch the basketball. Look at him slide those puppies, challenge that shot. By the way, Kevin Durant shot 39% when Cat was guarding him. Here it is right here. Yeah. This is picture perfect on how to guard Jokic. Up in his face, crowding his space so he can't make an easy pass, talking to pick and roll coverage, getting out to Jokic, who's one of the best shooters in the league for his big man, stretching the floor, staying down on this pump fake, taking the contact, not giving up space into a tough contested two-point shot. Offensively, this is why Anthony Edwards keep praising this man, talking about how great he is offensively. Michael Porter Jr., you too small, young fella. Quick little crab dribble to the middle, jump hook. That's what he do best. That's what he made his money off of when he was in Kentucky. I don't know if he made money in Kentucky. That's not for me to tell. Spacing the floor is what he do again. Karl-Anthony Towns in the postseason, second best at shooting the three-point ball, so you have to respect it. He's going down the lane, finishing at the basket. Karl-Anthony Towns, 44% three-point shooting in the postseason. That's second in the NBA as a big. If the Minnesota Timberwolves want to advance and get to the NBA Finals, I understand Anthony Edwards, I understand Mike Conley and Jay McDaniels. He is going to be the key and the reason why.
He took on the Jokic assignment. He's proven to be willing to take on any role this team needs. You can step up your game during the playoffs with ESPN Bet, the official sportsbook of ESPN. Download today for the latest odds, boosts, featured parlays, and
zero
offers.
Next to your
Even a big perk.
Yeah, I was catching
and
some
more
strays yesterday, but he looked good.
No, that's a great photo of you, Perk. I want to dive a little bit more into this matchup, right? Because this game one, remember, these two teams, they haven't played each other since before the trade deadline, since the end of January. Kyrie Irving has only played in one of their matchups. So when we talk about game ones feeling like feel-out games, this feels like the true definition of that. What matchup are you watching most closely, Richard?
Oh, that's a tough one. Because there's so many. That's what makes a great series. That's why both of these teams are great, is because you have elite defensive players versus elite offensive players. You have bigs. You have cross matchups. It's going to be a special series. This is probably the series I'm looking forward to most that we've had in the postseason. That includes Minnesota versus Denver. To me, I think Kyrie is also an X factor. I think Kyrie and Kat, those two, whoever is the most dominant of those two X factors. Even when we saw in Game 6 of Kyrie did not shoot the ball much in the first half at all. I think he had 6 shot attempts. But I know, and everyone else knows, he's going to shoot the ball every time in the third quarter, and he delivered and balled and played great the rest of the way. So I love the game management by Kyrie, and it's the same thing for Kat. He's got to take the double team, kick it out. He's got to be very selective with his shots. Don't try and do too much. So whichever one of those two plays elite team basketball and manages the game the best, I think that's going to be the advantage.
Yeah, Perk made a good point about Kat and Rudy. They should have their way because of their size, their athleticism versus the Dallas Bigs. First of all, shout out to a team that won the trade deadline, getting bigger, because that's part of the reason why they're able to make it to the Western Conference Finals. What?
Do you think they're going to be able to play a lot of double big against this team?
I think the goal is to force them off, but I'll give you my matchup. This is the matchup that I cannot wait for. That makes me so hyped. It's rare that you get strength on strength. Jaden McDaniels versus Luka Doncic. To me, the guy who led the league in scoring, that is, like, all I think about is him turned around, like, and he always has the last laugh in certain series and certain circumstances. But y'all remember, this all started when Anthony Edwards said, well, we've got Jaden McDaniels, who was crucial offensively in their last game, but defensively, to have that assignment, that's not going to be easy for Luka. To go from the torture chamber to McDaniels is going to be fun.
I am so excited to see this game, to see this matchup, to see these Western Conference Finals that get underway tonight.
Wanna try to boast at what I look like. Think I'm gonna try to wear, pull up all brains. Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. It's 88 over here,